Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Ed's Attention to Detail. So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to actually repost a video that I had put up quite a few years ago, probably about 3, maybe even 4 years ago. I put this video up. All of a sudden I had a copyright strike against the video and I couldn't figure out why. The music that I used was supposed to be royalty free, but anyway, long story short, I decided to take the video down. And so I'm gonna remake it and make sure that what I do this time, nobody's gonna be able to lay claim to. So, a backstory real quick. My parents had a 79 Monte Carlo. They had gotten it brand new, and it was a maroon car, had a red interior. But the odd thing about this car is it was a V6, a 200 cubic inch V6 with a 3-speed manual transmission. The only thing powered on the car was the power brakes. It was manual steering, window crank for the windows. There was no frills to this car whatsoever. But that's what I learned to drive on. Now, by the time I got to learn to drive, my other 2 older sisters had learned to drive on the same car. And of course, those were some hard miles that this car had gone through. So my dad had the clutch replaced, and he'd put a heavy duty clutch and all that. You needed to be a linebacker to push the clutch in. It was really heavy duty. The car was hard to drive, especially with manual steering. But actually fell in love with the Monte Carlo, and that's the reason why I ended up getting this one when I graduated from high school. So that's the backstory as to how I kind of got this car. But let's go into the old video, and I'm going to kind of talk our way through that, okay? Here we go. Okay, you'll see here that it was originally silver when I bought it. This is a photo. Painted it blue. Drove it out to California. I was in the Navy by then, if you didn't know by the picture with the airplane there. But this is Sequoia National Park. I dressed the engine up, put a chrome kit on it, cleaned it up, made it look nice. Dressed up the hoses. Those are braided hoses. And then I decided that I was going to go through the interior of the car. Now this was actually, 4 or 5 years after I had the car that I decided to go through the interior and kind of update it some. So you're looking at some of the older pictures. This is the old instrument panel. You'll see I put a white-faced gauge kit in it. I had changed the steering wheel out, reupholstered the seats. These are actually not the original seats, by the way. These came out of a Grand Prix that I had gotten from a junkyard. But I wanted them because the seats would recline all the way back. The original Monte Carlo seats, and this car actually had a bench seat in it when I got it. Changed out the seat belts, repainted the door jambs. You see that here. Put blue window tint on. Really into blue. So reupholstered the headliner and the sun visors. You can see that here. And this is the finished product, what it looked like when I got it all installed. I had actually replaced the Landau top on the car. That was a 3/4 forward vinyl. Installed a tail light sequencer so the lights would chase from the inside to the outside, kind of like the old Mustangs and Cougars did. Replaced the old tail lights, and it took me forever to find these tail lights. 3 or 4 years of searching before I actually found 2 of them that were decent. So finally, it was time to start showing the car off again after all of these updates. You see, these are the finished door panels, the finished dashboard. Another shot of the dashboard. And outside in the sun. See the interior. It says the flames that you see on the window. The car's not on fire. I just had a shirt with flames on it. There's my old truck sitting out on the road there. I had gotten these wheels at a yard sale, $25 for the whole set. So cleaned them up and put them on. Started a Monte Carlo car club. This was in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and was actually called Tomcat. It was the original Monte Carlo Association of Tidewater. Now that was kind of a play on what I did at the time. I was actually a Tomcat instructor over at CNATU Oceana. I taught Tomcat F-14 fuel systems and engine repair. So kind of, like I said, that was a play on words to call the club Tomcat. But the club actually did really well over several years. I think we ended up with about 80 members. But you'll see these are some pictures from car shows that I had gone to. The car next to me, the Monte Carlo SS, was one of our club members. So, and this show was in Williamsburg, Virginia. This show was in Norfolk, Virginia. I actually worked for one of the admirals that wanted to do a car show on the base. And he knew that I was involved in the car club, and so he asked if I would help do that. This was I believe this might have been Veterans Day down at the church that I was going to at the time, but they wanted us to bring in, motorcycles and cars and stuff like that. So I got to showcase mine at the front door, which was kind of cool. Yeah, so I sold it, and I hear people all the time talk about, man, I wish to still have an old car. I do miss it, but I'm really glad that I don't have it anymore. Just because I knew how hard it was to find those taillights that I showed you, and I was afraid to even drive the car. If anybody was to rear end me, there would be no way that I could have ever replaced them. So it was really turning into a garage queen, and I was just afraid to do anything with it. But anyway, thought you might enjoy taking a look at the old ride there, and 79 Monte Carlo. Not too many of them out there. Anyhow, that's all I got for today. Take care, God bless, and remember, pay attention to the details. We'll see you again soon.